Welcome to part 2 of the solutions on back rank, and we have once again a beautiful combination. As I told you earlier while explaining the examples of back rank, that it has given us lot of beautiful combinations and they are delight to solve and learn. So this position is from the game between Mileka and Wojtkiewicz, played at Riga with white to play and win. So what do we see here? Same idea, something very similar. White has 2 attack on the d8 square and it is defended by the queen and rook of black. And should one of the defender be driven away or deflected, then white will be able to deliver check and mate. This becomes the basis of combination. White plays rook a7, stunning. And now we can see that it is not possible for black to capture the rook. If he captures the rook, mate comes on d8 square. So here he moves his queen to b6. And now white continues with the same idea. He plays rook to b7. This is stunning. 2 rook moves, both spectacular. And now we can see that it is not possible for black to avoid material loss or back rank any further. For example, here like queen into b7, then he does not have control on the d8 square. White can start with a queen sacrifice, queen d8 check, rook captures d8 and rook captures d8, check and mate. Moving on, the next in the series from the game X and Fled, played in the year 1960, and it's black to play. And now we can see that both the rooks of white on the ANCN file are in direct confrontation. For example, it is not possible for black to play white to play rook captures a5 the queen, because it will allow black to declare checkmate with rook into c1, nor he can play rook into c3, for it will allow black to play queen into a1 check and mate. So with this in mind, black increased the pressure. He just played rgc8, putting now means giving a real check and mate threat. Not possible to defend it. So here like white took away his rook to f1, moved it away from the attack. Let us see, for example, what happens if he plays rook into c3. Well, in that case, mate follows, queen into a1, here queen into a1, rook c1 and queen into c1. So for this move rook g8, he has rook f1, but well, that is only temporary. Black goes ahead with queen captures a1, offers his queen, and now once white tries to get back the material, there follows rook c1 check, rook captures c1 and rook captures c1, check and mate. This position is from the game between Eldon and Nilsson. We see that white is material up, but he has no defense on the back rank. There is nothing to guard. What he is only hoping that if at all, like black plays rook d1 check, he can block this check by moving his rook to f1 in support of queen on a6. And it will be white who has an extra edge due to material superiority, extra bishop. He will win the game. We also see that it is not possible for black to capture the rook on f6. For example, g into f6 will allow white to play queen into f6 with a checkmate. So here in this position, if we see that queen is defending the rook on f1 to block the back rank checkmate. If queen is not there, he can deliver the back rank checkmate. And with this came the idea queen c6. Let me recount that in the actual game, black missed this idea and lost the game. I will show you what he played. But queen c6 wins because now is threatening both, queen captures a6 as well queen captures f6, restoring material parity, and of course you will go exchange up. And now you can see that any of the capture leads to mate. For example, if now white plays queen into c6, there follows mate into, starting with rook d1 check, rook f1 and rook into f1. Let us also examine that even rook into c6 is insufficient with the same result as rook d1. So what is the only defense? Well, in that case, white can just try queen f1 to prevent back rank checkmate, but in this case black will just play queen into f6, again threaten queen on f1, as well the threat of winning the bishop, and game is over for white. But like as I told you, in the actual game this not happen. White here, white was losing, but black played an incorrect move. He played queen to b7 with the same idea. But there is a difference between b7 and c6. b7 only attacks the bishop on f7, which is protected by the rook on f6. So here white easily won the game. He just retreated queen to f1, and now he retains the extra material. All threats are gone and he won the game. But like if black had seen a bit deeper, then he could have won through a beautiful combination. Moving ahead, this position from the game between Goldin and Bogdatev is one of my personal favorite. So what do we see? Each side has got back rank weakness, and it appears that like each of them have defended it like it's okay. So for example, the queen is striking on d8 with rook on d1 in support, but rook on b8 and queen of f6 have taken care. It is okay. But imagine if this rook is not there on d8, not guarding the back rank, then it will be easy for white to deliver checkmate with his rook on c5 as well with rook on d1. So here comes the idea, queen b4, stunning. What is doing? Offering his queen free for rook on b8 to take. At the same time, this queen is attacking the unprotected rook on a3. And now it appears that black is lost. For example, if he plays rook into b4, that starts mate in 2 with rook c8 check, and after queen d8, either of the rook can capture and declare check and mate. But to this move, queen b4, black found a stunning defense. Were you able to spot it? Well, yes, I guess you must have definitely. It is rook d8. And now what we see is in fact black threatening checkmate. He is not afraid to offer his rook on a3 free. For example, if now black captures on a3, then it is black who delivers back rank checkmate. So this is not possible here. Now what is the solution for this move? What can white do? And if like white tries to take away his rook from attack, so will black. He will also take away his rook. In fact, he can like try to nullify the advantage by bringing in rook to a1 on the next move, and again threaten something very dangerous. But white too had thought of the counter for this move. He played rc d5, stunning. And again we see that now he has threatened d8 rook twice, and also there is a threat of a3 rook also being lost. Black does not have any further defense. For example, rook into d5 allows white to mate with queen d8 check, queen to d8, queen captures d8 check, rook captures d8 and rook captures d8 check and mate. I hope you have been able to understand this position. So friends, let us now move ahead in this position. We have, just let me check it. This is number 11 from Fischer, and a beautiful continuation of Fischer with black to play and win. So here, like Fischer started with queen d4 check, and now we see the response king h1. In fact, this is the only response. Had white tried to block the check with rook f2, then there follows rook f1, and it is made because of the pin on rook on f2. That is why now here, after queen d4, king h1, imagine if white rook is not there guarding on the rank, then it is made. So this forms the continuation. Black had no hesitation in playing queen to f2, and of course rook into f2 allows mate into starting with rook into e1, rook f1 and rook into f1 check and mate. So to this move of Fischer, Resowski here played queen b5. Yes, he brought in a defense, gave a support to the rook on f1. But black continued to increase pressure. In fact, culminated this combination with a super rook to e1, pinning the rook and also putting in double one more attack. And now here, if for example, if white tries rook into e1, then mate follows again, queen 2, queen into e1 check, queen f1, queen into f1 check and mate. I hope you have understood this combination. Moving on to the last in part 2 of this test series. It is from the game between Bud Norris and Gutman with white to play, and like this is forced back rank mate. You can see there is insufficient guard on e8. In fact, there is no defense. But white needs to move away his bishop with a tempo gaining move. So the sacrifice is not difficult to judge. White started with a stunning queen sacrifice, queen h8 check, forces king into h8, and now bishop f6 takes this vacated square with a tempo gaining move with a check. Black has only one reply, king to g8, and x falls with rook into e8. This culminates part 2, and I will be back with part 3 with more beautiful combinations on the back rank. Bye for now.